Hello everyone, welcome to the Kiki London YouTube channel. My name's Amanda. In today's video, we are going to be using the new Kiki London Universal Gel to do a overlay. So I really hope you all enjoy watching. Now, if you missed the launch of the new Universal Gels, I will leave a link in the description box below or a card above so you can check out the 6 new shades and hear about how amazing the new Universal Gels are. For today's video, I'm going to talk you through how I use them to do an overlay. We're going to start off by showing all the products and tools you're going to need. So first of all, I've got my prep tools ready to go. You're then going to need a file and buffer, your primer and base coat. Now you can use any of the Kiki London base coats with your Universal Gel, and I would advise mixing it up depending on what your client needs. So for example, if you're needing extra strength, you might want to reach for the fiber or rubber bases. If you're wanting a complete HEMA-free system, you might want to reach for the HEMA-free base coat because the Universal Gel is also HEMA-free. Of course, you're going to need a top coat too. Again, you can use any Kiki London top coat of your choice with the Universal Gels. And then for my brushes, I'm going to use the Kiki London Polygel brush. Now, jumping straight in, I'm going to go in with one of the Kiki London alcohol wipes to cleanse and sanitize the natural nail. So I'm just giving on the surface and underneath the nail a really good scrub. Then I'm going to take the wide side of the Sophia cuticle tool. I like to go in with this one as a first step to push back all that living tissue and really expose the natural nail plate. And then at the same time of doing this, you are going to scrape up some of the more easier to lift cuticle. This is a great all-round cuticle tool, and I do love that it's got a wide and narrow end because it works on all size nail plates. I'm then going to swap to the Helsinki cuticle tool, and this is my go-to tool out of all of the K&S cuticle tools. This one is brilliant for any stubborn cuticle. If you are working on clients who have quite hard cuticles, if they're nail biters, if they don't look after their cuticles, or anyone who might not have had their nails done in a while. I love that this has this angled end because you can really get down into the corners and the sidewalls. It is quite sharp, so it's great that it does immediately lift and kind of like cut away that hardened dead cuticle, but you do want to be nice and cautious with it because it is quite sharp. I'm then going to take the Milan cuticle nippers and just use these to nip off any excess skin that's dead around, just so that there's no unsightly bits sticking up or anything that might touch the nail plate. And then I always like to finish by going back in with the Sophia tool to push everything back and make sure that we are exposing as much of that natural nail plate as possible. Then we're going to go in, and then I did grab my cuticle nippers again because I just noticed a bit of dead skin at the side there. I'm then going to go in with the 180 grit side of my file and file the free edge. Now, if you are working on the natural nail plate, you don't want to use anything lower than a 180 grit. So 180 is kind of like the highest minimum I would use. So we're going to go in and use that to file the free edge. Now I'm just keeping a nice natural rounded shape. This is kind of how I wear my natural nails. I don't tend to let them grow too long, and I kind of just keep them round. Sometimes if I have let them grow with a bit of length, I'll make them into more of a square, but I do prefer the round shape. Now when you are filing the natural nail, you want to go in one direction, avoid zigzagging and going backwards and forwards. Then I want to gently buff the surface of the nail. So this is usually called etching, and you want to do this just to very, very gently remove the shine from the natural nail plate so all of your gel products adhere nicely. Now I avoid doing this zigzagging backwards and forwards. I kind of like to go across the surface of the nail, then up and down, and then just in little circular motions around that lower cuticle area. Again, you're wanting to avoid going over that same area twice. You just want to make sure you have gently buffed over the entire nail. I then did go in and just fluff away, use the Kiki London dust brush to just gently remove any fluff and dust that is there on the surface of the nail. I then went in again with one of the alcohol wipes, this time to dehydrate the nail plate, and we're then going to go in with our primer to prime everything for our base coat. So this primer is going to air dry, so you just want to go in with a small amount, coat the entire nail, and then leave it to air dry. And we're then going to go in with the Hem Free base coat. So I'm just taking a small amount on my brush, placing it down just away from that cuticle area and pulling it down towards the free edge, and then I'm just going to jiggle up, getting as close to that cuticle as possible. I'm then pulling the skin back at the sides and doing exactly the same as we go around that side wall, just so we get a nice thin even coat over the entire nail. If you struggle to get a neat cuticle application with the bottle brush, this is where you can come in with either the Kiki London stripe liner brush or the detail brush, just to get a nice close application. I did pop this in to cure for 30 seconds, and we're then ready to come in and apply our universal gel. So I've chosen a satin pink today, which is a really nice, soft, kind of like a baby pink. I think it's really pretty, and it's the perfect go-to color for a nice natural look. There are 2 other shades in the universal gel collection that are great for a minimalist, soft look as well. And then there are 3 pastel shades, which are perfect for spring as well. So I'm taking my polygel brush and I'm starting off by doing my slip layer. So I'm taking a small amount of gel on my brush and going over the entire nail, getting this as neat as possible. I don't want this to be too thick. I want this to be nice and thin, as this is going to guide our builder gel ball where to go. So I want to cover the entire nail. I want to get as close to the cuticle area as possible. So I'm going back in. Again, you can do this with a stripe liner brush if you feel more confident doing that, which is what I normally do when I'm working on my fingernails, because they are a bit smaller than my thumbnail. But on my thumbnail, I felt as though I was able to get nice and close to that cuticle area and sidewall area just using the polygel brush. We're then going to leave that slip layer wet, and like I said, this is going to guide our builder gel layer. So I'm picking up a larger ball of gel here. Now, I actually feel after doing this that this ball of gel was a little bit too big, but I just worked with it. We're only working with a short overlay, but I did want to build up a bit of structure and a nice apex to this nail, but I feel as though it was just a little bit too much here. But I'm going in anyway, working with that ball of gel, placing it down at the cuticle area, leaving majority of it there in that back third to build up the apex, and then just gently guiding it from side to side. Now, the new universal gels have a medium viscosity and they self-level absolutely beautifully. So you really do just have to gently guide this product into place, and the product does all of the work for you. So as you can see here, I'm pulling it down towards the tip of the nail. I'm capping that free edge with the product because I want a little bit of protection at my free edge, because this is where I tend to chip and break or damage my nails. Now, you do need to work fairly quick if you are building structure this way, because it can sometimes run. So I'm just going in and cleaning up. I was working quite slowly where I'm doing a video. When I've used this off camera, I haven't had this issue, but I was just being quite slow where I was making sure the camera was in focus. But if you do happen to hit any on the skin or cuticles, you just want to go in and wipe that off with some alcohol. But as I mentioned, it self levels absolutely beautifully. So after curing, this is how it looked. Now, you at this point can go in and file and refine, which is what I'm going to do, or you could come straight in with your gel polish color on top or your top coat. I'm going to leave this the color it is, but I did want to come in and just file the free edge to sharpen up that shape. I don't want to over file because I have capped to give the free edge a bit of protection, but I just want to make sure the shape is nice and sharp. And then I did feel, although it's self-leveled beautifully and I was happy with the apex, I felt as though I'd made it a little bit too bulky at the tip of the nail. So I'm going to go in and just debulk towards the tip part of the nail. So I'm going to go in, refine around that cuticle area, just using a few swipes of my file, and I was only using the 180 grit side there because I don't want to remove any product. I just kind of want to refine. So I've refined around the cuticle and sidewall area, but then when it comes to the tip of the nail where it's a little bit bulky, I'm just debulking. Again, doing this by using your file, just swiping in one direction. A few quick swipes and I was happy with the overall finish. So I'm then going to swap to my buffer. I'm going in with the 100 grit side to begin with, a couple of swipes over the entire nail, and then finishing off with the 180 grit side. This is just to remove any harsh scratches that was left behind from filing. I'm then going to give this a really good good clean to remove all of that dust. So I went in with my dust brush dry to begin with, dusted away all that dust, and then went in with a spritz of alcohol just to remove any stubborn dust particles. We're then ready to come in and seal everything in with our top coat. So I'm going to use the crystal top coat here. As mentioned, you can use any top coat of your choice. If I was doing this as a strengthening manicure, I would use the rubber base and the rubber top with the universal gel to give an all-round strong manicure. However, the universal gel on its own is quite strengthening, especially if you've built a bit of structure with it. So I decided today just to go in with the crystal top coat, which gives the most beautiful high shine. However, you could also go in with a matte top coat if you wanted a matte finish. These colors do look absolutely beautiful matte. However, I'm then going to lastly finish off with a drop of the Kiki London Coconut Escape Cuticle Oil. So I'm just giving this a good rub in all around their skin. I wiped away the excess and this is the finished look. And as you can see, it was a super simple way to create a structured gel overlay. I will have some videos coming up showing how to extend with the universal gel as well, but if you do have any questions, pop them in the comments below and I shall be happy to help. If you did enjoy today's video, please do give it a thumbs up and I shall see you all again in the next one. Lots of love. Bye bye.